Welcome to our lesson on the topic of verbs in the English language. In today's lesson, we will discuss different types of forms of verbs and how they function in the English language. So, what is a verb? Verb is one of the notional parts of speech which is open to different disputes, arguments, and problems. So there are different types of verbs in the English language. They are stative verbs, action verbs, transitive verbs, intransitive verbs, and others. Now we will discuss them turn by turn. The first type of the verbs are called action verbs. So what is action verb? Action verbs, as their name says, are used to refer the actions. These can refer to physical actions that are performed with bodies, like to sing, to hit, to jump, and mental actions that we use our brains to perform, like to think, to consider, and to memorize. Most of the verbs we will find in a language are action verbs. So next type of verbs are called stative verbs. Stative verbs describe a state or condition rather than an action. For example, they can describe the position. For example, have, own, belong. These are examples of position and others. So next type of verbs are called transitive verbs. Transitive verb is a verb that requires a direct object after them in order to complete their meaning. So without the direct object, the sentence is considered as incomplete and lacks meaning. For example, she bought what? She bought a book. There are two types of transitive verbs. They are monotransitive verbs and ditransitive verbs. Monotransitive verbs require only one direct object after them, but in contrast, ditransitive verbs require two objects, one direct object and one indirect object. For example, he gave her a gift. And next type of verb is called as intransitive verb. Intransitive verb is a verb that does not require any direct object after them to complete their meanings.
For example, she sleeps. But in a language, some verbs can be used as both transitive and intransitive verbs. For example, the verb to run can be used as intransitive and transitive verb. In the example, she runs every morning, the verb to run is considered an intransitive verb because here we cannot find any direct object after the verb to run. In the next example, she runs a business. Here the word a business is a direct object, that's why to run here is a transitive verb. Okay, next type of verb is called as linking verb. Linking verb is a verb that connects the subject of the sentence to the subject complement. Linking verbs, unlike action verbs, do not show any action. Rather, they express a state of being and condition. The complement can be the noun, adjective, and pronoun in a sentence. They can rename or describe the subject. For example, he is a teacher. Here, a teacher is a subject complement. Here is a linking verb. Here, the verb is connecting the subject complement teacher to the subject he. Okay, how can we identify linking verbs in a sentence? By using substitution test method. Just replace the verb with the correct form of the to be. They can be is, are, was, and etc. If the sentence still makes sense, that means the verb is a linking verb. For example, the soap smells good. If we replace the word smells with to be, here the sentence will be the soap is good. The sentence still makes sense here. That's why we can say smells is a linking verb. Okay, next type of verb is called helping verbs. Helping verbs, also known as auxiliary verbs, They are verbs that assist the main verbs main verbs by adding grammatical meanings, and helping verbs can be used to form various tenses, voices, or other verb aspects. Helping verbs cannot stand alone in a sentence. They can function or they can perform alongside the main verb. For example, she is running. To run here is a main verb, and is here is a helping verb. Okay, structurally, verbs can be in three main types: simple verbs, derivative verbs, and composite verbs. Simple verbs are the root verbs like to sit, to talk, to walk, and etc. There are two subgroups of derivative verbs: affix stem verbs and stem affix verb. For example, activate, motivate, rewrite, or subdivide. And last type of verb is called composite verb. A composite verb also grouped into compound composite verb and complex composite verb. Compound composite verbs are formed by using coordinated elements. They are whitewash, for example, overdue, overlap, and etc. And complex composite verbs are formed by using subordinated elements, for example, to sit up, to give away, to give in, and so on. So that is the end of today's video lesson. If you have any questions or thoughts, please share them in the comments below. And I hope you have learned something new in today's lesson. Until next time, goodbye.